Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Wildtails, a pirate legacy. Wildtails is the newest game from Button Shy Games, and this is their first foray into a legacy experience. Designed by Dustin Dobson, and I'm going to butcher this name, I do apologize, Milan Zikovic. And it plays 1 or 2 players. Does it have a length? I think it's 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. And effectively what you're doing in this game is you are taking on the role of these pirate characters over the course of a campaign, which I think is like 10 different scenarios. I'm not sure. 8 to 10 different scenarios. I've only played a couple of them, so I don't really know. And you're trying to defeat the scenarios by basically defeating different threats that are out here. They're going to look like this. There's multiple different ones. There's different objectives that need to be met, but it's all done through 18 cards. And then a little pack of cards that you'll be unlocking as you go with some stickers and maybe some extra cards. That's it. Tight little package. Interesting concept. Let's go down to the table. Check it out.
Spoiler alert.
Alright, so this is a game of Wildtails, a pirate legacy, all set up for a solo game. Now, this is a campaign game, legacy game, and it's going to have a like some story that's going to be on an app. So you're going to need to click a QR code, which is right there, and then it'll pop up and it'll guide you through some of the steps, tell you some story, and all of that. But I'll let you check all that out for yourself. I just want to show you how the game plays and kind of what's going to be happening on a turn. So for the first scenario, this is where we're going to be looking at. We're going to have the raiders that we're fighting. So this is a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, but not really, because I haven't put any stickers on anything. This is just basic cards, what you're going to be doing for the first scenario. The prologue has you unlock the Stronghold, Samuel, and Anna, and you can see that they're unlocked because there's a mark up here. You can see on this side there's a lock. When you unlock something, you color in the lock symbol so you know that this is a card that you're able to use in the game. All right? So we have Samuel and Anna. We have the raiders. We have the hideout as an objective. We have the explosives as an objective. And we have the pirate's log here, which is the round tracker, and will also show up to make us manipulate some crises and all that kinds of things. And then we have the scene deck, which is the crux of the game, what we're going to be doing here. The game is really easy. On your turn, you're going to do one of these 4 actions, and the actions are complete 1 scene event. So there's 4 scene events on each of the cards. The first one, you would just take it and it becomes a resource. So say I wanted this to be a resource, I would take it. I don't want to show what's behind it, and I would take it and put it under my character, like so. And now I have a sword. Okay, that's level 1. All the level 1s just give you something, some kind of good in level 1. 2 and 3 you have to pay for. So I pay a coin, I get the 3 barrels. I can turn it that way. I pay a barrel, I would get 3 swords. I flip the card over to the number 3, and then this bottom one is a skill check. On our character, we have 3 different types of skills. There's deception, bravery, and I can't remember the other one. What is it? Let me look at it real fast so I can tell you. They are savvy, bravery, and deception. So that's what we have. Those are the 3 skills. And on your turn, you can use those skills to try to fight to accomplish this 4th one. The 4th one's going to give you gems and cannons. Cannons in this first scenario aren't super helpful, but gems are wild, and they can be any other good. Coin, swords, barrels, but not cannons. They're wild, so which is cool. Or you can use skills to fight the raiders for the threat. The threat is 5 deception plus 1 card that they have captured. All right. Or so you can do any of those 4 things on your turn. You can gain 1 objective level by paying the cost here. So 3 swords, 1 barrel. You can take that objective. Each player has to do 1 of these all the way through. So there's 4 different levels of it. You have to do all 4 levels. Or this one's 3 coins and a sword. To do that, you can attack the threat. So you can fight this guy. So do any of the 4 things on the scene. Fight the threat, complete an objective, or just discard the top scene to maybe make it easier for somebody else. Then you can take any of the resources that you have, store them into the stronghold, your empire, which can hold 0 to 3 cards. And then if the deck runs out here, we'll move through the round and we'll get into that. So this player's first. First thing they want to do is I think they want to try to do, they're going to try to fight this to do this skill here. Now the way skill checks work, pretty easy. You're going to take the card and you're going to just slide it down a little bit and reveal the card behind it. All right, you're going to look at 2 things. One, if the symbols match, you automatically fail. So in this case, the skill check was failed because there's 2 lightning bolts. If they don't match, then you would take the number next to the card that's revealed and add it to the skill that you're using. So in this case, it would have been the fists. So it would have been 4 plus 3. Had they not matched, it would have been 7. It would have been higher than 6. I would have accomplished that card. Since I failed, the card just gets discarded. And that was my turn. All right, no bueno. Now it's this player's turn. And I think they have 7 fists. They're just going to take the sword. So they're going to take the sword, tuck it under their card. So now they have a sword resource. Now optional, they could send the sword under here, but they don't want to do that right now. So it's this player's turn again. They want to, they can try to do this. They have 5 on savvy. They need 6 on savvy to get this, and they're going to do it. All right, so the icons do not match. This is a 4 plus 5, it's 9. It's greater than 6. I now have, so a level 4. This is level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. I take it and I tuck it. So now I have a gem, which is wild, and a cannon. Cannons are really kind of worthless in this scenario, but they do come in handy later to help you. All right, back to this player. Ooh, 3 coins for a barrel. That is nice. I don't have a barrel. So I'm going to spin my sword. I have some swords. And I will use this to get to level 2, which gives me 3 barrels, which is pretty nice. All right. This player, I have a gem. I'd really like some, what do I need? That level 2 would be awesome. I'm just going to take the 2 coins. So I'm going to take the 2 coins. All right, so I now have 3 coins effectively. If I can get a sword, I can do that. Explosives. All right. This player, they have 3 barrels, which is not super great. But they're just going to go ahead and discard this card because there's nothing they can do here. So discard it out. This player's turn. They need, what do they need? They need a sword. So they're just going to take this sword here, tuck it under. Characters can hold as many resources as they want. Stronghold, Empire can only hold up to 3 cards. This player's turn. They want to, man, they don't need any flipping barrels. All right, they're going to spend 1 of their barrels. So you kind of mark it. It gets a little tricky. You can mark the barrel here. And I'm going to now use that 1 barrel to get 3 swords. All right, back to this player. They are going to complete an objective, start an objective. So let's slide this up because I want you to be able to see. To start an objective, you have to spend the money. So they're going to spend 3 coins. So 1, 2, and the gem. That's 3. The gem is wild. It can be anything except a cannon. And this sword. So they're going to discard the 2 coins and the sword. And they'll cover up the gem to know that they used it. And now they're going to start this objective. So when you start the objective, you put it down. Let's move this over to here now. You put this down here like this. It's a level 1. I have a level 1 objective right now. What that means is it adds 1 strength to my bravery check, which is pretty nice. All right, and you don't have to take one of these cards for that. That was my action. It's the only action that doesn't burn one of these cards. than at least from the rules. That's what I was picking up on. All right, so then we have this player has 3 swords, 2 barrels. I need some coins up in this piece. Ooh, no, I'm good. They're going to do their objective as well. So they need 3 swords and a barrel. So they'll get rid of this card. And they'll cover up a barrel here. And now they are going to do their level 1. And now that will add to their deception. And they have 1 barrel left. Hopefully I can see that, yeah. 1 barrel left. All right. Sweet. Now the deck is not empty yet. Okay, slide that up a little bit. All right, this player's turn. They only have a cannon, which is really not good. So they will go ahead and take this barrel here. So they have a barrel and a cannon. Barrel and a cannon. All right. Then this player's turn. I'm actually going to take this cannon on the end of my turn and put it in the stronghold. So that now has a cannon. And they're going to take this for the swords, and they're going to put their cannon in the stronghold. Or their barrel in the stronghold. Okay, done. And then they get these 2 swords. All right, and that's the end of that round. Now, a couple things happen here. At the end of the round, you take all the discarded cards, and you're going to be shuffling. I'll just walk through it step by step here so I don't miss anything. Shuffle the discard pile to form a new deck. Capture 1 scene from the top of the deck. So he captures this scene, goes under like this. So now his strength is 6. Slide this over to get to round 2. So we're on round 2. And then that is it. All right, now the first thing we're going to do on our turn is we have to check for a crisis. This didn't matter before, but now it could matter. You can see in between round 1 and 2, there's a hook and there's purple. If the purple scene is up, face up here, we will have to do what the hook says, and that is discard bottom card from scene deck. So it's going to speed up the rounds. Only if the purple card shows up here at the beginning of your turn, you're going to do that. And that's how the game is going to keep progressing. And you're either going to win the scenario by getting your level card, both of these, all the way to level 4, and then defeating the baddie. When you get it up to level 4, you can see here, it's going to decrease the strength of the baddie in half. So right now, to defeat this baddie, we'd only need 3 deception, and we get defeated. If both of people are at level 4, you can defeat the baddie, you win the game. Or the game ends if the baddie captures 5 cards, or we get to round 7 and we haven't won by the end of round 7. That's the end of the game, end of the scenario. And then you can track it on the back here when you win. So scenario 1, where's scenario 1? Scenario 1's right there on the star. If you win, you fill out in the circle there. If you lose, you can put a circle in the X, or an X in the square here. And after the third scenario, after the third time you fail, you can make the difficulty easier. And that's kind of how you're going to be tracking the legacy. Now the legacy also has this stuff here, which I haven't looked at yet, but they're going to be stickers. You can see on some of the cards there's spaces for stickers, tons of spaces on your stronghold for some stickers. That's going to change the game throughout. There's, I don't know, 4 or 5 cards in here and some stickers. I didn't look at it. I just kind of counted what was going on in here. So 3 or 4 pages of stuff in there. And that's it. That's everything. That's how you play Wildtails. Let's go up the top. See what we think about it. All right, well, that was Wildtails. So let's talk about the components here. This is only the second button shy game that I played. I played Rove, which is a little space rover puzzle that you're trying to do with the cards. And they all come in this package here. They have the name of the game and just tiny cards. They're all based around I believe 18 cards or so. That's the design philosophy here at Button Shy. But this is the first time they've ever done a legacy game using those same 18 card constraints. And I think it's pretty good. I've only played the first 2 scenarios, so I'm not super far into it. I haven't unlocked a bunch of stuff. I didn't put any of the stickers on because I wanted to show the video without the stickers to spoil it, so I didn't spoil anything and all that kind of stuff. But what you're doing with these cards, all the cards are multi-use. So I showed you the scenes. You know, they have on one side is the scene, the other side is different objectives that you can get. You know, so you're using both sides of the cards, and then you're using the top and the bottom of the cards depending on the resources that you get from the scene, which is really cool. Some of the cards have baddies on the back. Let me see if I can find some. There's additional baddies that you're going to be fighting as the game goes on. This is all stuff that's in the hidden campaign stuff. This is just cards that you have that you're going to be playing with. So, you know, I'm just not spoiling anything, but there's some really cool art back there. I like all the art. The card quality is really nice. Linen finish, no issue there. All the iconography is really easy. The rule book is kind of weird. It's broken into 2. There's the first one that kind of gives you an overview of the game, what the cards do, how to do a basic setup. And then there's a different one that's actually the most important one. It's on the same size, but it talks about how to do resources, how to complete objectives, what the crisis effects do, skill checks. Because it said in this one, I missed this one when I first got it, when I first looked at it, and it said check skill checks. And I was like, looking all over on this, I was like, there is no skill checks. And then underneath this, in the wallet, was this important book that tells you all the other stuff, the resources, how to do skill checks, how you win. So yeah, rule books are fine. Again, they have to be small to fit in the wallet, so no issue there. Just know that there's 2, so you need both of them because this one is super important. But the game is really easy. It's really simple. A solo game, which is what I showed you, or a 2-player game function the same way, except you're taking turns. Like the solo game, you just run both characters. In a 2-player game, each player runs a character and plays half the game. So, you know, that's kind of what you're getting here. Most of these games, I believe, are solo or 2 players. Again, I don't know that for sure. I've only played a couple, so don't quote me on that. But I know this one is a solo or 2-player only. But all that being said, this is a really fun game. I'm not super big into campaign games. I don't like all the setup. I don't like all the maintenance. But this one takes all that away. It's easy. You're only manipulating cards. You're only using those cards in one of 2 different ways, as either a resource or an objective, or you're going to be fighting a baddie. So 3 ways. And on your turn, you're doing one of 4 things. It's not that hard. So this is the kind of campaign game that I enjoy. And since it's so small, I'm going to keep it around to just play, you know, I don't know, on a lunch break or something at work or whatever, just to have some fun. So I'm going to give this a BGM Accept the Seal. This is going to get an 8 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing, but we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is Wildtails, a Pirate Legacy from Button Shy Games. I'm Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.